They thought they had crushed you. They thought their betrayal would bury you in a grave so deep that no light would ever find its way to you. They saw your pain, your trembling hands as you clutched the remnants of trust. They shattered and they smiled, not with kindness but sighs, naive, triumph, sigh. You were left with nothing but the cold silence of their absence and the echoes of their lies ringing in your ears. And for a moment, it seemed like they were right. For a moment, the weight of it all threatened to break you. Your chest burned with the ache of rejection. Your mind replayed the moments you gave everything, only to be met with the sting of betrayal. They walked away without a second glance, confident that you would stay in the dark, waiting for their shadow to return and offer you scraps of what once was. But darkness does not only consume, it conceals, it shields, it transforms. And as you lay there in that void, you began to see it for what it truly was. Not the end, but the beginning. The silence, once deafening, became a symphony of clarity. You stopped searching for answers in the faces of those who had abandoned you. Instead, you looked inward, and for the first time, you saw the embers of something they had failed to extinguish. The fire, your fire. They underestimated the storm that brews when a soul is left in the dark for too long. They forgot that shadows are not just places of despair, but the breeding grounds of resilience. The tears you shed were not signs of weakness. They were the fuel of a rebirth. The pain they inflicted was not a chain. It was the hammer that broke the cage they tried to trap you in. Every betrayal, every insult, every condescending smile was another drop of fuel feeding the inferno within you. And now that fire is roaring. Now that fire is unstoppable. You learn to stand in the midst of your own wreckage and see not ruin, potential. The ashes they left behind became the soil for your growth. The scars they gave you became your armor. They thought they had silenced you, but they only gave you the chance to find your voice, a voice that now echoes louder than their lies ever could. They thought they had broken you, but all they did was sharpen your edges. You're no longer the person who needed their approval, their validation, their empty promises. You've become someone they cannot fathom, someone they cannot control, and now as they watch from afar, they will feel it, the shift, the weight of your absence. They will see you standing taller than ever before, a force they cannot reckon with. They will feel the sting of regret, but you won't look back. They will try to crawl back, their hands outstretched, their voices dripping with false remorse. They will weave stories of redemption, whisper words of apology, but it will be too late. You have risen above the shadows they left you in, and their words will be nothing more than faint echoes drowned out by the roar of your success. They will remember the moments they dismissed you, the times they chose their own convenience over your loyalty. They will recall the last words they spoke, sharp and cutting, never imagining that those would be the words forged your resolve. The very same words they used to try to diminish you now haunt them because they see what you've become without them. They see the strength in your stride, confidence in your gaze, and the unwavering determination that burns in you, and it terrifies them. You are no longer the person they abandoned. You are no longer the person who begged for their loyalty or fought for their attention. You have become the storm, fire, the force they never saw coming. They will crawl back, but you will have moved on, not out of spite, but out of necessity, because the path you're on now has no room for the weight of their betrayal. The heights you're destined to reach are far beyond their grasp. Let them crawl, let them beg, let them feel the emptiness they left in your life as it consumes their own. But do not stop, do not look back. Every step forward is a step away from the person they thought they could destroy. Every breath you take is a testament to the strength they never believed you had. You've turned their betrayal into your fuel, their rejection into your liberation. You've become something they can neither predict nor control, and that terrifies them. They thought they had you figured out. They thought they knew your limits, your breaking points, but they didn't realize that you are limitless. You're a force that cannot be contained by their expectations or restrained by their doubts. They will replay their choices in their minds, searching for the moment they lost you, but it won't matter. What's lost to them is a gift to you. Their absence created space for your growth. Their rejection carved a path to your freedom. So keep moving, keep growing, keep rising. The storms they thought would drown you have become the winds beneath your wings. The darkness they left you in has become the backdrop to your radiance. You are no longer defined by their absence, but by your presence. A presence so powerful, it shakes the very ground they stand on. Let them crawl, let them plead, but let them do so from the shadows where they belong. You are light, you are fire, you are unbreakable. Every scar on your heart tells a story, not of defeat, but of survival. Every wound when they left is a mark of your resilience, a badge of honor that proves you endured what would have broken others. And now those scars are your strength. They are the lines of a map that lead to the person you've become, a person who no longer fears the darkness, but thrives in it, the person who turns pain into power and loss into liberation. They will crawl back, but you'll have moved on. And that is your greatest triumph. They will reach out, but their hands will never find you because you've risen too high. They will whisper apologies, but their voices will never reach you because you've surrounded yourself people who speak only truth. You've built a fortress of strength, one that cannot be breached by their empty words and shallow promises. You are no longer within their grasp, and they will have to live with the regret of losing someone they never truly value. Let their regret fuel your resolve. Let their absence remind you of the space you now have to grow, and let their attempts to return be the proof of your transformation. Because when they crawl back, it won't be you who has to decide whether to let them in or shut them out. It will be your strength, your power, your unstoppable momentum that makes the choice for you. You won't have to say a word. Your success will speak for itself. The world is waiting for you to take it by storm, and you're ready. The person they left behind no longer exists. In their place stands someone who cannot be ignored, someone who cannot be diminished, someone who cannot be stopped. They will crawl back, but you'll have moved on. And the best part, you won't even look back to see them crawling. You'll be too busy soaring.